A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I seek refuge from Shaitan the accursed. In the name of Allah, the most kind, the most compassionate. So today I wanted to make a video on the king-bishop dynamic. The king-bishop dynamic and how the American so-called ulama, Hamza, Yusuf, Yasir, Qadhi, various others, are not any better than the mullahs of Pakistan. They're the same. It's the exact same dynamic because it's the exact same corrupt, backwards, medieval, tribalistic culture of Muslim countries imported into the United States of America. It's the exact same king bishop thing. The rich don't really have to follow Islam because they're rich, and the poor have to follow Islam because they're poor. And the role of the mullah, or the role of the Catholic Church, or the role of the opium of the masses is so that the rich can enjoy their life and they can enjoy the unfair systematic advantages, the unjust order, the unjust system that is traditional tribal order, uh, so that that can continue to perpetuate intergenerationally. The king can be the king and the mullah can be the mullah. Basically, Yazid and that whole system is exactly what is happening in the United States Muslim community, the same way it's happening back in Pakistan, the king bishop dynamic. What do I mean? How is it happening in the United States of America? Because there's classes. Islam calls for justice within the Muslim community and outside of the Muslim community. So, as within the Muslim community, you have levels of class, right? Which are maintained by traditional thinking and by mullahs, right? And so instead of Islam coming and being, no, like, we have to have justice, you have to love for your brother what you love for yourself. If you see some injustice, you see some zulm, you see some wrong, change it with your hand. If you can't change it with your hand, change it with your voice. If you can't change it with your voice, hate it in your heart. And because in the United States of America, we are fairly liberated, fairly free, we can actually do that. Unlike back in Muslim countries, in the United States, we could actually organize to be fair, just. We could be leading the Ummah, right? The Muslim community in New Orleans, in the United States of America, could actually enact communal Islam the way we're supposed to. But the Hamza Yusuf is a Sufi, which is basically he's a Catholic priest, right? He's a bishop, which means is he's going to maintain traditional order. And Yasir Qadhi, even though Yasir Qadhi, Umar Suleiman, Numan Ali Khan, they're going to side more politically with the left. Basically, what they're doing, the message they're putting out is not of social justice or just order or Umar Suleiman may pay lip service to it, but what is he actually doing to challenge the rich people who are supporting Yaqeen, right? How is he challenging them to fulfill the rights directly to one-on-one, and challenging them openly in public to fulfill the rights of poor Muslims or downtrodden Muslims? For example, I use myself as an example, not the only person. I'm a victim of psychopathic torture, crypto-fascist order that exists in Muslim countries and is imported with immigrant tribes into the United States. Crypto-fascist chain of command, psychopathic, sociopathic, malignantly narcissistic, maliciously life-destroying psychology that we all know our in-laws have, our fathers' families have. All our fathers are organized into these tribes which destroy the lives of our mothers. And this whole drama that plays out in every single household and is demonstrated on Pakistani serial dramas or on Arab Egyptian like, we all know the dynamics, right? I was watching a Moroccan YouTuber and she was describing how her family works. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing in Pakistan. So this backward, medieval, tribalistic, regressive, backwater, shithole psychology that Muslim fathers and families have when they come to the United States of America and then they enforce that onto their children. It's the exact same king bishop thing. And the mullahs are like, oh, you have to be ahsan walidain, ahsan walidain, ahsan. What if the walidain are killing their children? What if the walidain are preventing marriage until the 40s? What if they're purposefully destroying the life of a child because the child won't do something that he's not Islamically obligated to do, right? Maybe he doesn't get along with the older brother because the older brother is a tyrant, and so he won't let the older brother of his father control his life, so the father is going to destroy his son, right? Like this type of drama that goes on in Pakistani culture, in Muslim culture, in Arab culture, in all over the world. But then when they come into the United States of America, they continue it, and they can't do that. You can't have crypto fascist culture in the United States. You can't have crypto fascist order in the United States. You can't come here and benefit from the free market and make a bunch of money, but expect the same order, the same norms of community to exist. Those norms don't work. That's why the free market doesn't exist back there. Those norms that you want to impose, or hypocritically, you should abandon those when you come to the United States, because you're coming to the United States because it's better here, because these norms don't exist here, right? And so enforcing these norms onto the younger